Team USA lost to Australia in basketball this Monday. To be honest with you, I could give a lot of takes about that and what that means, but we'll talk about that if they flame out during the Olympics. Right now, I don't care. What I do care about is the press conference Damian Lillard and Gregg Popovich had together after they lost. Remember, by the way, this is the second loss in a row. They just lost to Nigeria a couple of days before that. So let's start slow and get into this, all right?
Brian Hurlbert, Redline editorial for Damian. What's the first thing that comes to your mind after two games and also the challenge of the journey that lies ahead for the team? Could I ask the same question to you, Coach? What's the first thing that comes to your mind right now?
Why does he get two questions? It's a joke. Okay.
I'm going to play the end of that clip one more time. I want you to pay attention to Damian Lillard's face when Gregg Popovich says it's just a joke. And two, to even after saying it's just a joke, look at how curt his answer is.
Why does he get two questions? It's a joke. Okay. Damian's right on it.
Joe Varden from The Athletic. Damian, I know that Coach has been preaching this about how much better the rest of the world has gotten over the years. But in this being your first Team USA experience in the Olympics and that sort of thing, what's it like for you to having watched your colleagues go through some of these tournaments and blow these teams out, and now you are kind of experiencing a much different, much closer, tougher experience?
Okay, I'm pausing here because I want you to look at Gregg Popovich and just how PO'd he is right now. He's so gosh darn PO'd. He is already angry, and you're probably wondering, why is he so angry? Well, he will tell you as soon as Damian Lillard is finished answering the question.
These players, they get better, they get more confident, and they also, they want to beat us badly. So it's definitely noticeable when you're on the floor.
Go ahead. You're done. Let me also answer that question. You asked the same sort of question, the same family of question last time.
So let's go and take a look at the question Joe Varden asked right after the United States had just lost a game to Nigeria.
Joe Varden from The Athletic. This question is coming from sort of the angle of American exceptional basketball, which you preached against, but you've been talking all week about appropriate fear and defense. And then you got 23s. Nigeria doesn't have anywhere near the pedigree of basketball that the NBA does. Is this, I guess, a sign that those messages didn't sink in?
You're taking some points and making them more important than they are at this particular time. For instance, you don't give the Nigerian team any credit. That's a talented group of players. That's not a bunch of people off the street playing basketball. It's pretty obvious. So I think you need to give them more credit. And I think with 4 days of practice, there were a lot of things I liked out there. But I don't think anyone should act, nor will we act, like this is the end of the world. It's about everybody else deserves a lot of credit, and we have to play our ass off to do this.
So now Gregg Popovich is frustrated because he already told Joe Varden one time he doesn't like questions where he has to disrespect his opponent. He doesn't want to do it, and he will not do it.
Where you assume things that are not true. When you just mentioned, blowing these teams out, that's never happened. So I don't know where you get that. Can I finish?
No, I mean,
Can I finish?
you're saying that's not true. Your average margin
Can I finish my statement?
is like 30 points a game. In those last two tournaments that I was talking about.
Can I finish my statement? When you talk,
You just told me that it's not true, and I'm telling you your average margin.
are you going to let me finish my statement or not? So you'll be quiet now while I talk, and then I'll listen to you. When you make statements about in the past just blowing out these other teams, number one, you give no respect to the other teams. And I talked to you last time about the same thing. We've had very close games against 4 or 5 countries in all these tournaments. So the good teams do not get blown out. There are certain games that might happen in one of the tournaments in the World Championship, the Olympics, where somebody gets blown out. But in general, nobody's blowing anybody out for the good teams. So when you make a statement like that, it's like you assume that's what's going on. And that's incorrect.
This is the last question asked at the press conference. And this is the one that had me dying so hard at the way both Popovich responds and the way Damian Lillard's face just lights up. It had me absolutely crackling. Hopefully you like it too. Anyways, like and subscribe. Thank you. Enjoy the last few seconds of the video. Have a nice day. Bye.
Hey, Coach, I'll start with you. I have more of like an overarching question about the starting lineup. What do you specifically want out of a starting group when you do finally get to that 5?
I want them to play well. I'm not sure what you're looking
So-
for there. I want them
Okay.
to be able to, understand how to play with each other. Good mix of defense and offense. Hopefully the matchups are appropriate for the team we're playing. The starting lineup might change every game.